Overnight, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife touching down on U.S. soil surrounded by federal agents. ABC News obtaining these images showing the ousted leader handcuffed on the tarmac in New York, dressed in a blue sweatshirt, sandals, and a black beanie, flanked by DEA agents. Just hours after being captured and removed by American forces. It capped off a dramatic military operation that ended with President Trump declaring the U.S. will now run Venezuela and seize control of its oil reserves, vowing to take a, quote, tremendous amount of wealth out of the ground.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years.
The president offered few details on how exactly the U.S. will take charge, telling our Selena Wang the team behind him, key members of his cabinet, will take the lead.
It's largely going to be, for a period of time, the people that are standing right behind me. We're going to be running it. Venezuela has a lot of bad people in there, a lot of bad people that shouldn't be leading. We're not going to take a chance that one of those people take over for Maduro.
But the president, who campaigns on keeping America out of foreign conflict, did not rule out sending in U.S. troops.
We're not afraid of it. We don't mind saying it. But we're going to make sure that that country is run properly. We're not doing this in vain.
The capture, known as Operation Absolute Resolve, came after months of planning, gathering intelligence to understand how Maduro moved, from how he lived to what he wore and ate. The president giving the green light at 10:46 p.m. Eastern on Friday, with this message to U.S. forces and intel agencies: good luck and Godspeed.
We think, we develop, we train, we rehearse, we debrief, we rehearse again and again, not to get it right, but to ensure that we cannot get it wrong.
More than 150 U.S. aircrafts launching from 20 different bases across the Western Hemisphere under the cover of darkness. The president and his national security team watching from Mar-a-Lago. Videos circulating online showing explosions near a Venezuelan military base and port, as U.S. helicopters arrived in Caracas around 2 a.m. local time Saturday morning, where they faced heavy gunfire. The president says Maduro tried to get to a safe room.
He was trying to get into a safe place. You know what a safe place is, all steel. And he wasn't able to make it to the door because our guys were so fast.
U.S. forces capturing Maduro and his wife from his own country, taken to the USS Iwo Jima. President Trump posting this picture of Maduro on board.
Nicolás Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this. He was provided multiple very, very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a wild man.
Back home, members of Congress caught off guard, only notified after the operation began. Some this morning questioning the legality. But President Trump standing by the operation, saying Maduro's capture should serve as a warning to the rest of the world.
But I will never allow terrorists and criminals to operate with impunity against the United States. This extremely successful operation should serve as warning to anyone who would threaten American sovereignty or endanger American lives.
President Trump says no American lives were lost. The president also says that Maduro's vice president will now serve as the country's interim leader. But again, there are still these big questions on what exactly comes next, including how the U.S. plans to take control of Venezuela and whether or not we will see American troops on the ground, Janae.
So many questions still remaining. Rachel Scott, our thanks to you.